So now we also have some other relevant stakeholders in an external panel that we want to hear their opinion and feedback on this project. So I would like to welcome up Lena Wennberg, Head of Environment for Swedavia. We have also Maria Stockhaus, member of the Swedish Parliament from the Moderate Party. And we have Fredrik Kämpfe also here, Director for Industry Affairs, Swedish Aviation Industry. Warmly welcome. So let's, yeah, there are some flowers and so on there also.
We wanted to show the green.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so what you have now seen the takeoff, you've heard also the project with 100% SAF. What are your reactions?
Yesterday there was a big speech. The whole conference is about sustainable aviation, because we know that sustainable aviation is the ticket to growth, but not only to growth of aviation, but also to fly. If we cannot fly sustainable in the future, we're not flying at all. So the meeting there did, I'm sure, not mention this because it has not received the attention yet. But tomorrow when they wake up, my God, will they notice this event. And I think only that deserves an applause to everyone involved.
Thank you, Fredrik.
So truly, truly amazing, and congratulations.
Thank you so much for that. Lena, your comments also helping out here.
I'm truly impressed also, and I echo Fredrik here. It's good words. I think this is a very important step for the aviation business to reach the goal of fossil-free domestic flying by 2030 and a whole fossil-free aviation in Sweden by 2045. So it's a very big and important step. And it's also an important step for airports, because we are under the environmental law, we have to have a permit, and we have to prove that the aviation could be sustainable for the future every time we will have a new environmental permit. So it's a very big step for aviation business in Sweden.
Thank you. Maria, as well.
Yes, I'm overwhelmed actually to see the flight taking off, and I'm looking forward to seeing it live when it lands. It's I'm amazed at the accomplishments to get this in the air so fast. I think it's we have aggressive targets when it comes to fossil-free aviation in Sweden, and I think those goals are important to speed up processes. And then I was thinking when I was listening to all the other to the other panel, that what can we do from the political side and from policy side so that we are not like a stumbling block for this, and also what can we do to encourage and make this easier and more sort of speed up the process. And I think there's a lot of things that we can do to do that. And I think it's just to show that it's possible is important for us to take the next step. And I'm a little bit surprised that there are, I don't know how many other politicians you invited, but I'm sort of ashamed of my colleagues that they are not here, because I think they really should be. And we need to sort of get rid of this fly shame that we have in Sweden and start looking for the future, that we actually can fly with a clear conscience and fly fossil free.
Yeah. We agree with you, of course, but this is the first step that we are doing today, as we talked about, and the next step will be the certification. So we just wanted to know, do you think we can manage with ATR, Brotens and Neste? What do you think about that? And do you see that you could help in any way? Because that is to get it certified, so we can actually have customers as well on the flight next time. That's the big aim, of course, of this project.
Should I start?
You could start.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's possible. I made a quick scan on internet yesterday, just to see how many different projects that are working not on the fuel but on the certification of the engines, and there are quite many. I think this is one of the most forward-leading again, and it's the first flight with 100% in both engines, so it's really unique. But if you look at the mass of attention and money that is plowed into this, I'm convinced that we are going to see certification maybe per aircraft engine couple. We will see. Eventually there are many different engines out there, and we know that the future engines that are being built now are already 100%, let's say, SAF guaranteed. So I'm not at all worried that it will not happen. what can we do to speed up? I think we all have to devote our time and energy to these kind of initiatives. But I also would like to see our authorities and politicians push and put more money to the certifying side of things, because everything has to be pushed through my previous employer, EASA, for example, the European Aviation Safety Agency. And so we have to devote time and money to this. And it cannot be that only the industry is investing in this. This is something that the country, Sweden, and Europe has to invest in. So that's, I think, how we can push this.
Great. Lena.
Well, I think you three partners are a very good team in this, and I think you have proven today that you are capable of doing this. So I'm great hope in this, and I guess all your investigation you did last night is good to know that there's lots of things going on. So I have hope on you.
And I think important for us is to take like this when we've done this and you've proven that it's possible to make sure that we work on a European level to get the certifications through as fast as possible.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think also that I think we all agree, you know, that this is historical, of course, but also that you know,
It's also
it's been
hysterical.
It's been. You have no idea how historical this project has been. Sorry, sometimes it's comes up when I No, but you know, the thing is that the debate today is about we shouldn't fly. You know, at the same time we know. People are queuing for hours to fly, you know. Sadly, they do, and not at Bromma, I would say. But you know, and people want to fly a sustainable way. And we all agree on that. How can we work together to overcome these challenges? Because I think also that you know we have a mandate in Sweden that we are forerunners, but it's only 2%. GHG reduction, you know, and for EU we talk about 2%, you know, bio mandate at 2025. You know, and we are talking about 100% here. So how can we work together to speed up the transition to more sustainable aviation? This time I start with Maria. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think even though we're like a small percentage of the world, I think if we can show that it's possible, and we can show it's possible, and we are still maintaining like a high quality of life for people, not sort of moving backwards and not traveling or not doing other things that needs flying. So I think in that way it's important that we do this and that we are the front runner, because then we can show that there's like we can do this. Where do we have the screws that we need to start moving internationally to make this happen in other countries, because we know it works. It's much easier to get other people to change if you already shown that it works. So I think we shouldn't underestimate that even though we're a small part of emissions in the world, we can still make a big difference if we show that it actually works. And I think this is a very important big first step.
And maybe Sweden can be more active in the EU, for example, to push for.
But we need to sort of we're in opposition, and it's difficult because we need to change the way we see flying. It can't be a bad thing. It's a good thing that people meet and travel. But we need to do it in a sustainable way. That's a different way of seeing it than saying that we shouldn't fly at all.
To change the way of thinking. Yeah, thank you. Lena?
Well, I think we have to handle this big misunderstanding that flying has a bigger part in climate impact than it really has, because it's only a couple of 2-3% of the carbon dioxide, or 5% if you think about climate impact. I think that the broad public think that it's much more, like 30-40%. So we have to change that impression. And at Swedavia, we have started a information campaign at some of our airports, Umeå airports, and Landvetter is going, Arlanda is going out first, but later on we have it on here, on Bromma and Landvetter and Malmö. And we are trying to inform the travelers about the real impact and what they can do to reduce it. And if they want, the traveler could buy SAF from Fly Green Farm, our partners in this impression. And at Swedavia, we have started a information campaign at some of our airports, Umeå airports, and Landvetter is going, Arlanda is going out first, but later on we have it on here, on Bromma and Landvetter and Malmö. And we are trying to inform the travelers about the real impact and what they can do to reduce it. And if they want, the traveler could buy SAF from Fly Green Farm, our partners in this. So that's one thing we are doing. And I think it's really important too that everyone has to know that they can reduce their own impact when they are flying.
Yeah, of course, I agree with what was said just now. One thing which is still a bit puzzling to me is that although Sweden wants to be really the forerunner here, I wonder if we're doing enough. You are, and others are, private companies that meet and create fantastic things. But I would like to see more investment in this also from the politicians, from the government. Just to mention that still, 2022, we have a system where the government does not purchase sustainable aviation fuel, which is available here. You can Google.
I offered them some help.
Yeah.
I have lots of time.
Instead, they are climate compensating for their flying, and this is not modern. This is not forward-leaning. This is something we have to stop doing. And I'm not saying that climate compensation is all bad. I just say that when we talk about aviation, we have to replace the fossil fuel with non-fossil fuel. And we also have to develop electrical aviation and hydrogen aviation and creating more efficiency in the system. But if we cannot manage to replace the fossil fuel, we have a big problem. And just to mention that I'm in the Electrification Commission of the government. We're talking about exactly the same issues. We have to replace the energy, the fuel. We are not unique here. This is nothing special. We have to do exactly what the other transport modes and actually the society as such. We have to replace the fossil fuel with something new. So let's do that. And this is what we're doing here, what you are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you to the panel, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at you
Yes,
because we
that's
are.
true. Yes, over time.
So thank you, Fredrik. Thank you, Lena, and thank you, Maria. It's now time to go to the Q&A session.
And first, a big applause for the panel. Thank you.